Good morning and happy Thursday. Today is Thursday, January 29, 2026. I'm Riley King and welcome to another edition of The Riley King Show. Here's what's coming up on today's program. A federal judge keeps the New Hampshire vehicle inspection in place as officials review the ruling and lawmakers voice outrage. Governor Ayotte calls the Minneapolis shooting tragedy and urges a full investigation. A lease dispute leads to a liquor store closure. Manchester drivers face steep towing fees after the snowstorm. New video appears to show ICU nurse Alex Pretti in a struggle with federal agents days before his fatal shooting. Bill Belichick falls short of Hall of Fame induction despite his record Super Bowl success. The FBI raids a Fulton County election office aimed a Justice Department investigation into the 2020 election claims. And relentless cold brings heavy snow near the Great Lakes, icy roads in the south, and widespread power outages. Let's get started now with this Thursday edition of The Riley King Show. First up, we're gonna take a look at those roadways across New Hampshire this morning, and traffic across the greater Manchester-Nashua region is moving smoothly overall. Major highways including I-93, I-293, and the Everett Turnpike are showing steady flow with no significant congestion visible. Routes 101 and 111 also appear clear with only minor slowdowns near the interchanges around Manchester and Nashua. Commuters heading toward the seacoast or west toward Keene should expect a typical early morning volume, but no major delays at this time. Overall, it looks like a relatively easy start to the drive for most routes in southern New Hampshire. And real quick, your weather forecast in New Hampshire today. Today, mostly sunny, continue cold, high 22, winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, bitterly cold, mostly clear, low -1, winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And tomorrow, a few passing clouds, otherwise generally sunny, high 12, winds west-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Federal judge keeps New Hampshire inspection in place. Vehicle inspections in New Hampshire will continue after a federal judge issued a primarily interjunction blocking a new law that would have ended the program. U.S. District Judge ordered inspections to remain in effect just days before they were set to expire at the end of January. The ruling came in response to a lawsuit from Gordon Darby Holdings, the company that operates the state's inspection system, which argues ending inspection without EPA approval could violate the Clean Air Act. State officials say they are reviewing the decision and will provide guidance soon. For now, drivers will still need valid inspection stickers after January 31st. And inspection stations will continue to operate as usual. Officials review ruling as lawmakers express outrage. State officials say they are reviewing the recent ruling, while House Republicans who strongly advocate ending the program have reacted with anger, criticizing the decision and signaling possible next steps on the inspection stickers. Governor Ayotte calls Minneapolis shooting tragedy, urges full probe. New Hampshire Governor Kelly Ayotte described the fatal shooting of ICU nurse Alex Pretti in Minneapolis a tragedy, noting he is the second U.S. citizen killed by federal agents in the city this month. Ayotte called for a complete and transparent investigation into the incident. Lease dispute erupts over liquor store closer. The owners of a shopping plaza on the Manchester Hooksett line are suing the New Hampshire Liquor Commissioner, alleging the agency abandoned its lease and failed to pay 4 months of rent after a sprinkler malfunction destroyed more than $180,000 in inventory. The Liquor Commissioner has filed a counterclaim arguing the lease was legally terminated due to ongoing sprinkler system issues that ultimately caused severe water damage and forced the store's permanent closure. The agency also accuses the landlord of negligence, an allegation the property owner denies. Manchester drivers face steep fees after snowstorm tows. Drivers whose vehicles were towed during Manchester's snow emergency earlier this week should expect to pay at least $200 to get them back. The city says 194 cars were towed to Dairyfield Park during the storm, a number officials say is typical for a snow event of that size and necessary for public safety. Queen City Towing says the $200 retrieval fee must be paid in cash. If not claimed promptly, vehicles face additional towing fees and daily storage charges. City officials urge residents to watch for snow emergency alerts and avoid street parking during storms, noting that free public parking is often available. New video shows ICU nurse Alex Pretti in struggle with federal agents days before the fatal shooting. In a new video shows a man who appears to be ICU nurse Alex Pretti in a struggle with federal agents 11 days before Pretti was fatally shot. 2 federal officers who shot Pretti are on paid administrative leave, sources say. Belichick falls short of Hall of Fame induction despite record Super Bowl success. NFL coach Bill Belichick reportedly fell short of the 40 out of 50 votes needed for induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Belichick won 6 Lombardi trophies and has more Super Bowl rings than anyone in NFL history. FBI raids Fulton County Election Office and DOJ investigation into 2020 election claims. The FBI has raided the election office in Fulton County, Georgia, as the DOJ investigate President Trump's false claims that the 2020 presidential election was stolen. Local officials say agents seized ballots. Unrelating cold fuels snow, freezes roads as power outages persist across U.S. Unrelated cold is fueling snow along the Great Lakes and freezing roads in the south, leaving drivers stranded for hours. Meanwhile, authorities are taking drastic measures to restore power to hundreds of thousands still in the dark. Thank you for tuning into this edition of The Riley King Show. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you all tomorrow. Bye now.